right? This is the power of high vibrations. You just resuscitated my Wi-Fi. Can you believe y'all just did that? Y'all just bended. I don't know what kind of laws of physics have just been annihilated, but see, you guys, this is quantum Wi-Fi. That's what we are now. We just elevated. We hit the quantum Wi-Fi. So let's get it, family. Let's get it. I'm in who knows where, Costa Rica at the moment. We're like deep in these mountains. It was pouring rain. I saw two power fuses explode in front of me today. It was ridiculous. It's been an insane day. So talk about energy, right? Talk about energy. Yeah, you know it's a throwback when you see this TV in the back. That is not a plasma. That is not a plasma. That's like this thick in the back. So we in there. We in the trenches. We in the trenches. So guys, I'm not I'm not gonna take too much of your time. I wanna break down some of the keys for really spreading the knowledge, right? I want to break down some of the keys on how you can do this. Mike got that narco shirt. It was passed on by me. Once I got here, when you know somebody, it's been passed on to you. So we in there. But guys, to keep it real, I don't want to take too much of your time. And the point of this conversation today, right? The training is actually very intentional. And I want to give you guys I wouldn't say, how do I say it? A simple and an organic way to communicate with people, or a simple and organic way to communicate with people. And since you guys, or most of America, just can't really, I guess, especially Illinois, which I think is Illinois is the only state that has closed down all like indoor restaurants. So I don't know about all that, but I'm gonna go over how to leverage social media, right? How to leverage social media to really plug in. New York and New Jersey too now. Sheesh. So it's the beginning, right, of all this all over again. And so how to leverage your social media to really connect with people that either have the same vision as you or connect with you at some way, or people who you've never spoken to, right? People who've never spoken to. And so I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do this, exactly how I do this, and how you're going to do this even better than me, right? And so we're going to leverage social media. And I'm going to be talking about a couple different things. One that I've used very well, and a few others that actually tomorrow, guys, sneak preview, tomorrow I'll be launching my first YouTube video. So if you're not subscribed, you should be, right? So look up my YouTube, Mike Navarrete. Kevin and I have been doing a little something on the side. So plug into that. I'm going to be launching that in the next couple, actually tomorrow, I think right before the New York session, right before my go live. So plug in. I'll send a link here in a second. Maybe towards the end of it, I'll drop in the QC chat. But and I'm gonna be doing a $100 giveaway too. So make sure y'all know a little bit more about that in a little bit. But anyways, guys, so here's what we're gonna do, right? We're talking about social media, and you can really break this down, your social media, in a few different ways, right? So first, you can break it down on your followers, right? So what we're doing is we're here to attract people, right? We're here to attract people into our culture. We're here to attract people into information they've maybe never been exposed to, right? That's what we're here to do. Now, a lot of these people are already in your circle. So these are your followers. So your followers get broken down into specific, right, categories. Now, there are people who watch your stories, right? Those people that are consistently watching your stories. If you didn't know, right, you can actually find out who's doing that. So when you go to your Instagram and you click on your story, and it says seen by, and you hit that, it'll actually show you, right, the interactions you have, what kind of actions are taken on your story. You'll see the impressions. And then if you hit the little bar, or if you swipe, where is it? Here we go. You go to it, and then you hit the numbers. So for example, I'll go to one of here, right? One of my recent stories, it's a seen by, and then when you click the I, right, this little guy right there, and it has your number, it'll show you, right? So it'll say, Sergio or Esteban, whoever, and it'll show you exactly who's looking at your stories. So how do you leverage that? So here's the thing. These are people that are constantly engaging with you. Yeah, constantly engaging. So what happens? A lot of these people are going to be on the team, right? Because they want to keep up with you. They want to know how you're doing. Some of these people, though, they have nothing to do with your team. Some of these people are lurking, right? And they're just watching. But here's the thing, the people at the top of this list are the people that are most frequently looking at your page. So you want to scroll and see, hey, this person is not on my team. They're not in the business at all. If they're constantly looking at what you're doing, it's for a couple of reasons. One, right? They're really curious. They like following your story. They relate to you. They want to live your life, right? There's a couple of different reasons. Or they maybe just really don't like you, but they can't get enough of you, right? Have you guys ever, like, I'm not really one to watch too many stories, but there are people, there are people that like they go on there because it like irks them, but they like that for some reason. It's really weird, complex. The people that like to talk, right? The haters. And so there are those people there too. But if they're still watching, right? The hate fans, right? But if they're still watching, that means that you're constantly exposing them to either different ways of thinking. And I'm going to talk about what kind of information we should be exposing, but they're still watching. So what I'm pointing out to you is how to understand and know who to follow up with, who to actually communicate with. So if you go through it, so if I'm going through this here right now, let's see, I'm going to run through the first person I find that's not on my team. My mom watches my stories. That's funny. I see all of you over here. So this guy right here, Felipe. Cool. So Felipe follows my story, but he's not on the team yet. He's not even from this country. Awesome. So what am I going to do, right? What am I going to do? So here's what you can do. There's a couple different ways you can go about doing this. All right. And remember, before we ever talk to anybody, you have to create the intention. Why am I talking to these people? What do I want? All right. What do I know that I have? Remember, because you know that you can change the way someone thinks, that you can introduce them to different types of information, that because you're plugging them into life-changing information, life-changing activity, productivity, okay, because what I'm doing is I'm creating a level of certainty in myself, right? I'm developing posture in myself so that when I communicate with this person, I'm not going there just like figuring out like, why am I here? Oh, I'm kind of nervous. So here's what's happening, right? Here's what's happening. When you go into this conversation, now it's a little different. You feel a little different, right? You got a little pep in your step. That when you speak now, you have a level of confidence. You're like, all right, cool. Like, yo, what's up? What's going on, man? So Felipe, here's what I can do. Oh, look at this. We have a couple messages. He hasn't got started yet, huh? So just during this call, just by doing this, here's a follow-up that I left up in the air. Look at that. Just watch when Felipe joins the QC chat here in a couple days. So what can I do? One, if he has a story or if she has a story, respond to one of their stories, because this creates just organic conversations, right? This now isn't just like a random like, yo, what's up, man? And he's like, I haven't talked to you since 2014. What are you gonna tell me, right? Like, what you got, man? So respond to one of the stories, creates actually like organic information, and who knows, maybe this person's funny, right? And so that's one way to do it. And let's say they don't have a story up at all, and you haven't had a conversation with them. It's simple, like, yo, what's up, man? I saw that you were following my story. Like, what's going on? Like, it's simple as that. Is you just need a point, right, of contact that makes sense for you to actually communicate with them, right? And they go, yeah, man. And they're going to tell you, like, yeah, man, like, you're always traveling, or, hey, like, I've been watching you for a long time for A, B, C, and D. Usually they tell you why. And so that's your point of contact and the way you communicate with people, just like that, right? Now, once you have that conversation, remember, I don't really actually go about going through different types of conversation points, right? I go straight to like actual real conversation. Tim and I think have a little bit of a different approach. You know, some people do like, hey, you know, where are you from or where you at? You know, let's say, you know, what do you do? I go for one thing and then just go in, right? I go deep into that so that I can actually like dive deep and get some depth and then have them talking, because it's not about you, it's about them. And you guys, you'll read this in any single book, whether it's How to Win Friends and Influence People, whether it's Exactly What to Say, which is an amazing audio, an hour and a half, right? Because otherwise, if you're going like, it sounds like an interview, right? And it's just not organic. It's not true. Like, for example, if imagine this, right? Jordan and I go, we've been friends since like 2013. And imagine if we're talking, I'm like, hey man, like, what's up? Where you at? Oh, I'm in Denver. Cool, bro. Like, what do you do now? I work construction. Oh, dope, man. Like, is it, how's your family? They're cool, man. It's just really not natural, right? Now, some people can flow, but it's just not. It's just kind of weird. So that's where you really dive deep, right? And you want to get the conversation point. Talk about stuff that people don't want to talk about. That's memorable conversation, right? When you go, yo, so what do you think? What do you think about this? They'll be like, this is weird. We're not talking about the weather, right? Create a point, interesting conversation point. If you want, people always say, don't talk about politics, don't talk about religion. I say the opposite. I say go into that conversation. Go into the conversation. Now, not to attack people's belief systems, but just to have a little bit of a deeper conversation, right? Yo, ask them, like, yo, what books have you been reading? They're like, I don't read books. Right? Oh, you don't read books? What? No way, that's crazy. I didn't read books before. Right? I hated reading books. But I don't know, I was put on by one of my, someone that I've been working with. He put me onto this book. It's been blowing my mind. See what just happened there? Now I just gave him a little bit of sauce. I actually gave him a little bit of value and something to check out. And I also edified somebody. And I did it so organically. And they don't even realize what just happened. They don't even realize I just put them on to value information. And I also dropped a little at this Instagram handle, right? So that's one way to just create conversation with someone that you go. So all I'm doing right now is I'm not going to show you exactly how to talk to people and what to tell the people. None of that, right? That's not the point of this conversation. If you really want to learn how to have amazing conversation with literally anybody and how to do this right, watch my training on YouTube. It says, what's it called? Why They Buy. It's like 2.5 hours, probably the longest training I've ever done, but it literally breaks down human psychology and how people how to really communicate, how to really listen. So the training was super long and you should probably break it down. But if that's what you want, then plug into that. So anyways, those are the people, right? I just want to show you how you can reach out to people and which people you should be reaching out to. So first and foremost, people who watch your stories. Now, what else can you do? When you have, and I'm still only talking about your followers, right? I'm not even in anything else. There are people who engage with your questions, with your polls. So this is a really good way to make your stories a little bit more effective, right? It's not just because people are just gonna go click, 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 click. But when you have something that's like a question, right? Or even the thing where you like slide it, like if you like it or not, or yes or no, or ask me a question, or even music, right? All of these things, it separates you just a little bit more because now it's not just the same, okay, here's a picture, here's a video, here's a picture. Now here's something that we can actually communicate on, right? Here's something where I can give my opinion, because how is community built, right? How do you build community? It's through an exchange of conversation. It's through an exchange of contribution. And so when you're asking questions or you're asking for new books or new music or, hey, what are your thoughts on this? When you do those things, now you're getting exchange, right? Now you're getting flow. It's not so one-sided where someone's just tapping through your stories, right? Now there's interaction. And so once you start to see that, right, look at who is constantly doing that. And that's a really powerful way to actually qualify the people. Because you can literally put, you can create a call to action, which is not just, piquing interest, like, hey, this is what I do, check it out, I'm on the beach and I'm trading or I have residual income coming in. But when you call to action is when it's like, I'm looking to work with these people. Right? A call to action is because here's the thing, there are some people that have been watching your story forever, but you never gave them a reason to just message you. You guys ever noticed, like, every once in a while, some of the especially like the top leaders here, they'll drop a story and it's like, yo, I'm looking to work with 3 people, right? I'm doing a little promotion, blah, 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 blah. Send me a message if you're ready, right? DM me a little bag emoji if you want, if you're ready to learn. What are you doing is that you're giving someone actual thought, like, okay, do I actually want to learn? Maybe I will message them, right? It's just something small like that, but as you asking them, like, yo, send me a message. Let's get this running. Or when you're asking questions, Dave, do you want to know more about this, right? Do you want to know more? And someone says yes, because it's a lot easier for people to just hit the little yes button than to tap on your profile, send a message, and be like, hey, hey Pedro, I've been watching your stories, blah 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 blah. They don't want to do that. People are lazy. Being real, just that one extra step of actually having to send out a message, like, yo, bro, kind of curious on how it works. Is what's easier, that or tapping the yes button on I want to know more. Tapping the yes button on I want to know more, right? That's better because now what happens? You're going to get actually a list of people that want to know more. Go to that list of people, right? So this is how you communicate with people who are actually engaging in what you do. And these are people that are a little bit more, they're more connected with you because they're actually engaging with you. So you're kind of qualifying people and you're seeing whether like they're actually ready, right? Whether they actually are like, are they just kind of cruising? So those are people who are engaging and answering your questions and your polls or whatever. So then there are people who always like your pictures or who might even leave a comment, and they're just kind of your fans, right? But they're still not a part of it. Those are people that you just want to consistently follow up with, right? So right now I'm just showing you like what kind of your audience is and what your environment is. What else do you have? Now there are people who follow you, or maybe you follow, that you have alignment with. Maybe you don't interact with each other, but you do have alignment with those people. Maybe they're people that are really into crypto. Maybe they're people that are really into fitness, right? Maybe they're people who are really into meditation or spiritual development, right? So maybe you guys don't really cross paths, but you do have that connection. Those are people, that's the best. Those are the best people to work with, right? Those are the easiest people that once you make that connection to actually get started with. For example, so Yadiero, who was actually the first person to ever get started with us from Puerto Rico, he hit me a message. We were hopping on the flight to get to Puerto Rico the first time ever, and he shot me a message about crypto, right? Something about XRP. And I'm like, XRP? I was like, bro, I'm gonna get you straight. And so I plugged him in with Jordan, because they Jordan's a crypto fiend, to be honest, right? And so at that point, it was simple. We connected over something mutual. I connected someone with someone else who was mutual, who had that same vision, and then that was the easiest thing ever because they just just like puked all over each other with just crypto, 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 crypto. They just obsessed with crypto. I had to just leave the chat. But yet you want to get that that connection with people, or you want to have that happen, and you have that with a lot of people, but they're just not in your business. And it's funny because the people that you're most connected with are sometimes the people who are least connected in your business. This is weird because we have like this like as if we don't want to mix them, but that's exactly why. That's why networking is so powerful, because you can do different things together. So guys, with that being said, those are the people that you want to just create the conversation with off of that point, and then build beyond that. Because a lot of people that are passionate about certain topics can't go deep or do that full time because they have work to do, because they have all these things to do. So that's the way, that's your liaison into, yo, like, I love surfing, and because of what I do, like, this is how I get to do this all the time. Right? So if I'm Pedro, I'm talking to all the surfers in the world, and I'm showing them like what I do. Because now, bro, you can surf and catch pips. You can surf these waves on these charts, right? And so that's how you interact with people who either you follow and you have alignment with, but you don't have connection. You got to make that bridge, right? You have to connect on something entirely different, something entirely different. So this is one way to really communicate with people who follow you or who you follow. Now, then there's people who you don't know, right? Then there's people who you don't know, they don't know you. This is called cold prospecting, right? Now, you can go a lot of different ways about doing this, right? A lot of different ways about doing this. And you have to think about what kind of people you want to connect with. Because this is the first way, this is like the easiest way to get started with cold prospecting, right? Because if you're connecting with someone who shares values that you do, or shares interest with other things that you do, these are the easiest people to connect with. So let's say you love yoga, hashtag yoga. Talk to people that are doing that, right? And you guys can just go deep into that conversation, and it's really natural. Eventually, because you're so interested in them, they're gonna want to know, okay, like what are you about? And you tell them, yes, so like when I'm not doing yoga, right? Or like, after I do yoga, I actually, hop on the charts for a little bit and then do this and that. So that's one of the best things to do with that. Reach out to those people. Those are the best people to reach out with, because you actually connect with those people. It's not like some fake relationship that you're building. It's like, yo, this is dope. Like, you actually want to talk to those people. And I'm guiding you through how to do this when you're not used to doing this, right? That's what I'm walking you through, how to do this when you're not used to doing it. I'm gonna answer your question in a little bit, Alicia, because one of the most, I guess, not difficult things, but the things that we need to develop is doing things that we don't want to do, doing things that we just aren't in the habit of doing. So reaching out to people who actually enjoy what you enjoy is that it doesn't even feel like you're prospecting them, because it kind of shouldn't. Like, and here's how I look at it. Everyone I talk to is being prospected 100% of the time, right? It's not directly, but I just know like keywords that when that's said, it's like, awesome. Yo, I got you, right? I got exactly what you might need. So I'm always having conversation. I'm always asking questions, because the quality of questions that you ask will determine the quality of life that you live, and will also determine, right, the quality of information that you can provide. And if I'm asking questions, what happens? And someone gives me an answer, and I'm like, yo, this person actually, they're kind of, seems like they're struggling a little bit on the emotional intelligence side, or it seems like they're struggling a little bit with money, or it seems like they're just kind of angry. Cool. This is where I can come in and kind of mentor a little bit, or provide a little bit of value. I'm not telling them what to do, but I'm just exposing them to information, because my role, this is just maybe just kind of my purpose, is just provide value when I can, right? Not be a mentor or a leader all the time, but like, yo, this is dope information that you should check out, because I struggled with that too at some point. And so that connection with people is important. So let's say you're into hiking, right? Hashtag hiking. And now you get to communicate with people. They might be giving you dope trails to go find in Montana, right? Or maybe you're going to go travel somewhere. So you type hashtag Cancun, and then you start talking to all these people that are living there or know cool spots that no one else knows. And then you can talk about that. And then eventually they're going to ask you, right? Yo, why are you coming out here? What are you doing? Oh, I'm out here. I'm going to enjoy my time here while I'm there. It's cool because it's not really a vacation. It's kind of like a work and vacation kind of thing. And they go, oh, cool. What do you do for work? Well, guess what? Yeah, I kind of can do it anywhere. Like, oh, really? What do you do? Boom, right? So the best way and the easiest way to kind of get used to doing something like this is connecting with people that actually enjoy something that you enjoy, right? I think one of the most common ones is with like weightlifting, right? Bodybuilding, exercise, because a lot of people do that, and a lot of people have really good mindsets that do that, right? I'm pretty sure like some of you have connected like that. Some of you probably connected through, weightlifting, through hashtag this, and that. And then that's how you build a relationship. And all of a sudden you're like, yo, this dude, like, man, this guy has a mindset just like me, right? This person also thinks about progressing. This person also thinks about pushing themselves to the next level, right? And then all of a sudden, what happened? It's like, yo, I want to go next level, not just in my fitness, but I want to go next level in my money. I want to go next level in my freedom. Bro, I got you. I got you. Let's get on a call. It's that simple. So this is one of the best ways to plug in with people. Exactly. And they also understand delayed gratification. Exactly. So those hashtags, will be really important. If you do hashtag, for example, hashtag, I don't know, finger painting, that's a different kind of connection, right? Hashtag finger painting, you're going to get into a different kind of like conversation. And if that's like what you really like to do, right? And that's exactly what you like to do on your side time or whatever, then maybe you'd be like, yeah, man, I've always wanted to finger paint for my life, but I just have to make money some other way. And so, there's just different ways of doing this, guys. There's no like one path, and that's why it's the best thing. But as long as it feels organic, is dope. So that's one way of doing it. Now, Alicia asked, what about traders, right? What about traders? Do you recommend reaching out to other traders? This is a good one. And I say yes. And here's the thing, but be ready for a lot of stubborn people, right? Traders are probably one of the more difficult people to get on a call with because they've probably been prospected by everybody and everything in the world, right? Because everybody in the like if they're trading, they know there's education out there, whether it's Jason Capital. And one thing that John Cuevas has done really well is he's taprooted that. So, but here's the thing is he connects them. Yo, man, yeah, I follow Jason Capital too. And, I actually do things a little bit different. I've been doing this and that. And then they connect through that way, right? But when you're talking to traders, what you want to do, because you could do this. This happens to me. This is actually, I'd say like maybe 30% of the people that message me are traders, are struggling traders. So when you're talking to these kind of traders and like anything else, you want to understand what do they need, right? How can you provide solutions? Once you understand what solution they need, whether they have inconsistency in their trading, most people don't even understand risk management. So you have to get them to see their own flaws, right? And because it's for the betterment of them. I did that the other day. This kid came at me sideways about trading. He's like, bro, why would I need your education? I was like, all right, cool. What's your risk management like? He's like, well, bro, I trade 0.01 per 100. I was like, okay, cool. Well, so what if you have a 5 pip stop loss? And he's like, yeah, same thing. I was like, well, why would you do that? You're under leveraging now. And he's like, what do you mean? And I walked him through it. And he's like, oh shit, I never looked at it like that. All right, well, how do I get that? Like he's like, I always use 100 pip stop losses. Guys, 100 pip. Y'all are blessed. You guys don't actually understand what you know. You really don't understand what you know. And I'm grateful for this because you guys didn't have to go through this. But most people don't do what we do and how we do it. And I don't want to I'm not saying so that you guys feel elite, but the information you have is really ridiculous, is absolutely ridiculous, right? Catching 5-to-1, 25-to-1 trades, this is out of this world. People are begging for a 1-to-1 and they don't even realize a 1-to-1, what that is. So with traders, right? With traders, you just have to get them to understand that they really don't know shit. And I'm being really blunt because traders come with ego. A lot of traders come with ego. Trust me, they do. I think that's actually, if Tay is on this call, that's one of the ways that I really got to him. I was like, bro, like break it down for me. He's like, well, I'm kind of struggling with this, and that. I'm like, all right, perfect. I'm going to show you how to not struggle with that. Right. And the boys now had a 4-figure day. So I know Tay's happy that Ari recruited him. So, but that's the thing with traders is you literally have to have them ask the right questions so they show you what they're like really struggling with, and that's how you plug it in, right? That's how you get, because then it goes from, hey, I'm not just reaching out to you because I want your money or I want this and that. It's like, yo, this is how you're actually going to grow, right? So with cold prospecting, right? These are the people. This is the easiest way to connect with those people. Now, your level of posture is really important in these kind of messages, right? Really important, because I go about this a little differently, because I just think about my time, right? I think about my time and I think about the way I can communicate with people and if I'm asking the right questions. So if I find someone, let's say it's through #fitness, right? Let's say it's through #fitness, and I connect with them and I do a straight voice message, right? Sometimes I sound like, yo, let's say for example, yo, Austin, I'm gonna send you a quick voice message, bro. And then I send them a voice message. And then I basically connect with them. And then I tell them like, yo, because of who you are, because of like what you're putting out there, I want to really connect with you because I think we can do something dope together. And it's just the way that I'm not even asking them. I'm almost telling them. But that's just because I know it. I just genuinely know what I got. And I know like here, her, or she's going to kill it here. And so I have a very direct approach when I do it. One, because I just based on my own time management. That's not going to work for everybody. I'm just being direct. That's not going to work for everybody. But with the right energy and attitude, right, and the right enthusiasm is gold. Someone like Marcellus, he probably does that. You probably just reached out to people and it's like, yo, what's going on, bro? And he probably rhymes and raps a little bit in the message. And then they're like, dude, this guy's awesome. Like, all right, yo, what's going on, bro? Yeah, I'm down. Like, tell me, I don't know what you got, but talk to me. Right. So it's your level of enthusiasm and it's how genuine you sound is going to really make a difference. Right. It's going to completely make a difference. But I want you to realize this, even though there's a possibility that people have messaged them like that, you haven't messaged them like that. Right? You haven't messaged them like that. So your energy will change everything because I'm telling you, energy is felt even if it's not in person, even if it's just through a voice message. Because if you're prospecting to people if you're sending this message like, hey, what's going on? I'm from Miami and I'm doing a 6-figure mastermind. And I really think that you could be great and part of my club. People hate that. If I get that message, you're blocked right away, right? Because I just know you're an amateur. One, I know you're an amateur, right? I know someone sent you a copy and paste message, right? I know you're not a free thinker. So yeah, man, I don't care. I don't fuck with you, right? So bring the energy if you're gonna have that kind of conversation. Bring the energy when you're talking to people that you don't know, right? But you have to really have a point of contact. You have to have a point. You have to really connect because if you're just like, click on that one. Here, I'm gonna click on this page. And then you go, hey, I love your page. Your content's dope. Anybody can say that about anything. It sounds so generic, right? So get specific. Talk about the little details. Look at something that you think most people wouldn't notice and then talk about that. And especially if you connect. If you don't really connect, then don't do it. Because remember, these are people that you're building a relationship with, not just in that moment, but if they're going to join your business, if they're going to join the family, do you want people that you don't really like in your family? Probably not, right? If you wouldn't be friends with them in real life, don't prospect. Yes or no? I'm going to disagree with that. And here's why. You don't know who's going to be able to do well here. You never know. There's people that have joined and I'm like, man, this person's a headache. This person's genuinely a headache. And okay, this is going to be work, but we're going to make it happen. And then they turn into amazing people. Or I just read them wrong. I judged. I judged. There's a difference between awareness and judgment. Massive difference. Massive difference. Because if think about it, someone that was homeless, someone who was a felon can become 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure earners in this. So who the fuck are you to say that they're not qualified, right? So I look at it the opposite. I look at the exact opposite. Anybody, because I just want to know, like, will they put in the work? Do they have the energy? Do they have the vision, right? And so this is just how to really communicate and touch base with those kind of people. Now, I know I'm already going on for a minute, so I'm gonna cut it off a little bit short here. And so Alicia said that's what I meant. All right, cool. So here's my favorite way of doing things, right? And this is something that I'm building. Something now. I kind of have a couple of things in the what's it called? How do I put this? I got it in the safety, man. This is ready. It's about to be released. It's in the vault. That's what I want to say. It's in the vault content. Oof. And y'all, I'll be real, guys. Y'all are crushing it. I'm seeing all these cool reels. I know Brienne's been doing a whole bunch of reels. Lorraine's been doing some dope reels. Laura, Marcellus. People are doing reels, having fun with them. And some of them, just have fun with it. Like, be genuine. Show yourself, express yourself. That's something that people lack nowadays. Everyone wants to be a copy of everybody else. So express yourself. Maybe you're sharing the same information, but the way you bring it out is just you, right? Because I can give the exact same message, the same information as Leah, but Leah's personality might make a lot more people connect with her tonality, or just how comfortable she felt, or how genuine she felt. That could make it an entirely different moment. Because here's the thing, I made a TikTok. So whatever you got, whatever you're having fun with. But content is so valuable because content is how you are prospecting everyone, always. And especially if you make the right piece of content, right, that this one smacks, you can promote that. You can pay it $5, $10, and then it'll expose it to 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 people that could end up in your inbox. So it's almost not even about, you don't have to make like 100 different pieces of content, but you just might have to make the right piece of content that you can duplicate. Guys, I made a video in Spanish, and it's my institute. When I dropped the institutional trading course in Spanish back in like February or March, I think it was March. When I dropped that, right, I promoted that. I paid like $100 to promote it for like 30 days or something like that. I got over 1 million impressions, 1 million unique impressions, one video. And what I do every once in a while, I go back to it, I'll just promote it again. And then boom, it's in people's face again. Why? Because if I know this one hit, and I know a lot of people are responding to me back, yo, hey, how do I watch? Like, what, can you give me more info on that? Right? Can you give me more info on that? Cool. If it's the same one that's really hitting, awesome. I can do the same thing. Guys, the top recruiter in the entire company who has almost 2,000 personal enrollments, he's done it through Facebook ads. Through Facebook ads. A lot of his videos didn't work, but the one that did, the few that did, boom, promote. Because it means that connected with people. And so just drop shipping yourself. Sure, you can, sure. That sounds fun. Let's do that. We'll say that's what it is. But yeah, promote it, right? It's just blasting it. Drop shipping yourself. That's funny. I love it. So that's one way of doing it, right? So you have to ask yourself, and here's the thing, like making content, it's not that just the trading content. That's almost probably the content that least will connect with most people, right? But it's that combination. It's like, how do you bridge them? Because if you're only making content about trading, then it's only going to get to trading, or you're only going to actually meet traders. And some of these traders, maybe they're looking for it, maybe they don't. But there's a limited amount of traders, but there's an unlimited amount of people looking to, maybe it's travel, right? Maybe it's spiritually develop themselves, right? Maybe it's how to have financial freedom through makeup, right? Maybe it's people who are fit, right? So all of a sudden you have different ways of connecting with more people, because nobody here, or majority of people, didn't come to this as what? Looking for trading information. You came to this looking maybe for more money, maybe looking for freedom, right? Looking for more time. And so that's really it. Imagine if you did like five different videos, or 5-minute videos, just different things about time, right? Maybe about how taxes, right? How the government robs you of your time through taxes, right? And you can make, your caption like, well, how the government is robbing you, right? How the government is stealing from you. And so something like that, so just find ways to really interact and blast that out. And you can do this whether it's through Instagram Live, right? Whether it's through IGTV, the Reels, or your YouTube. And YouTube's so powerful because it is the largest search engine out there. And what I do recommend is, guys, get ahead of ECX. Get ahead of ECX, guys. This is a bold statement. It's a bold statement, but I do believe ECX, there will be more people on ECX than FRX in the next 18 months. I genuinely believe it. I'm not saying that ECX is more valuable, but I think it connects with more people. I think more people see that it's possible. Like more people think like, okay, I can do that. I can build a store like that. Like it's online. And especially if it's step-by-step, I think I can do that. Trading, people have that like subconscious like risk factor to it, where not everyone is so open to it. But I think building your own store is something that a lot of people, and this is coming, guys, I'm an educator for trading, and I'm telling you, ECX is probably going to be bigger within the next 12 to 18 months. I'm being genuine, right? And so do not limit yourself, because that's what I've been telling y'all for the last like 6 months. We're entrepreneurs. Like, do you realize Warren Buffett does not like to be called an investor? He hates that because it's limiting. They do so much more. They create. It's a creator. You are a creator. You are a quantum creator, right? You're not a quantum trader. You're a quantum creator, and that encompasses so much more, right? So you have to be so much more to bring in people who want that as well. So Guys, I think the content creation part is really, really important. And do something genuine. Don't be a copy of somebody else. Right? Do something that really stands out to you. If you really love talking about, um, if you really love talking about the spiritual side of success, do videos on that. Right? Get creative. Do it on a, maybe you're using a whiteboard. Maybe you're doing a workout while you're talking about the nuggets at the same time, right? One of the best videos I saw on time, like on just like how your relationship with time is that the guy was cooking. He was like cooking up a meal, and he was telling me about how time, how people look at time and money backwards. And throughout the whole thing, he was doing different activities as he's giving me information. And what did I realize is like this dude understands the value of his time because he's being productive. He's cooking, dropping nuggets. He's doing a workout, right? So subliminally, he's telling me I'm making the most out of my time right now because I can give you an information. I can send you a message and be getting a workout in and be feeding myself right now and be doing real estate, right? So this is the reality, guys, is that you have to be able to bridge, right? Bridge, whether it's passions, purpose, interesting ideas with your business. But the only way you do this best is if you genuinely identify yourself or if this is a part of your identity. This is how you go absolutely crazy with this. There's no doubt in your mind. Armando sent me a message today that because of yesterday's Zoom call, when he was at, I don't know, I think he was at a store or something, that he actually prospected two people that were working at the store because he realized like, yo, this is what I'm about. Like, I know these people probably don't want to work here, and I know they're probably worth much more. And so he went up to him and talked to him. He's like, yo, before I would have doubted it, but now I know what I got. Right now I know what I got. And that's one of the best and one of the things you need to realize the most when doing this. Right? You got to just know what you got. From there, you can go ham. So to review, guys, reach out to your followers, look through it. This is how this is the best way to follow up is go through who's watching your stories, go through who's watching these things, and then actually communicate with those people. Easiest way to do that is through a story that they've posted themselves, or just by telling them, like, yo, I saw you were watching my story. Like, what's good? When are you coming out to Costa Rica? So there's people who engage with you, people who lurk, people who have alignment with, and then there's people that you don't know, right? You don't know, but you want to get to know them, right? There could be someone that has a really cool page and they were like, yo, hey, I was actually, I just went vegan and I saw your page and I'm actually looking a little bit more information on that. Can you, send me a YouTube video or something cool about how to do that? Looks like you've been thriving with this. Awesome. You just connected on that. And then eventually it'll turn into something else. So yeah, guys, when it comes down to the technicals of doing this, there's a lot of creative ways of doing this. I only went about social media just because that's the majority of what we're doing right now, right? Just with what we're at, that's one of the best ways to communicate with people. But the one thing I'll say is create content. Create your content. Trust me, do it. Provide value. Tim is doing right every Tuesday, building your empire trainings at a specific time. So over time, if he does this consistently, right, it's going to start to build and people are going to look forward to that. People know that's kind of value they're going to get from him. Maybe think about doing something like that for yourself, right? I know everyone here has value. Everyone here has spent a certain amount of time learning about something, right? I'm going to put Jordan on the spot. What if Jordan wanted to do a IG live about crypto, right? Cool. You could be doing that every Friday or every Tuesday, something like that. Like just put yourself out there with something that you're about. Right? Put yourself out there with something that you're about. And then that way you reach out to the most amount of people. So start branding yourself and start making something amazing. And the easiest way to start is by not just saying, hey guys, I'm a part of this amazing opportunity, blah, blah, blah. Nah, talk about something different, right? Talk about something different and then just low key drop the subliminals. It's that simple, right? But I'm gonna pass it out to Tim here, who has a couple of things that he want to talk about. Obviously, Tim recruited me. And Tim recruited me by what? Putting himself out there, right? He dropped a post about trading, and that wasn't exactly, I wasn't looking about trading, but what he dropped was showing me that I could do this at any time and I could do this from my phone. and that piqued my interest. And then when Tim talked to me, right, he wasn't like, hey, maybe this, maybe you might like to do this. This could be really maybe, like he's like, yo, this is what it is. Check it out. Like, this is dope. I'm doing this. I just made $40 today. It was dope. I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, let me check it out. But it was a certainty, right? He wasn't hesitating. I could tell like he was really confident what he was doing, but he knew where he was going, right? So I'm gonna have here Tim walk you through a couple key things when it comes down to actually doing this, right? He closed me like a door. Yeah. So Tim's gonna walk you through a couple things, guys. I'm about to go live in Spanish, but I want to make sure you guys got this and you guys really can drill it in. Because you gotta get comfortable though. You gotta get comfortable being uncomfortable. It's really that simple. And you have to put this in your schedule. As long as you do that, then you're gonna blow this up. So Tim, take it away, bro.
There we go. Mute. Perfect. So Mike went in. Honestly, we could end the call there. But I really want to just for the next 8 minutes, just highlight some really, really, really important topics. And I'm glad that the training was done the way that it was done, right? You guys have heard from me, the warm marketing trainings, how to foundationally duplicate that, right? How to teach other people how to do it, the cold marketing trainings, how to teach other people how to do it and create a foundation worth of information. I think the most important thing that you can take from this is that failure is going to lead you to success. Your experience in doing this is going to lead you to success. You cannot just hop on these calls and continue to get the nuggets and the gems and, drop the sevens in the chat and then press end or log out and then go to sleep and not do anything. You have to go out there and you have to go do it, right? And the way Mike is breaking it down, it may not work for you. So you have to learn what works for me and what works for other people. And there may be 10 to 15 different ways that you have conversations with people, right? The book's great, Why They Buy, right? Why They Buy. Phenomenal book, right? The four personality colors and network of MLM. Great book, right? There's a lot of really good books out there that you guys can take advantage. But here's the thing. Don't get caught up in the book, right? Don't get caught up in the book because you'll go through these books and you're going to see yourself in the same position a year from now with all this knowledge, right? With all this knowledge. And so you have to go out there. You have to go do it. What Mike broke down was in PSA 3, really the P and the S, right? The P and the S, how to pique someone's interest, how to have that conversation, and then getting them information, right? You guys know the quote, if I, would you? Hey, I don't know if this is for you, but if I send you some information, would you check it out? Hey, I just got started with this. I'm really, really excited about it. Can I get your honest opinion about it? Guys, have conversations with people. You don't have to change who you are just because you joined a business, right? You don't have to change who you are just because you joined a business. Fellas, if you were going to ask a girl out, right, that's how you should be talking to the girls and other dudes, but in a business conversation. What would your conversation like? How would you get that person to know, like, and trust you so they're willing to go meet you at, wherever you want to go for lunch or for coffee or for whatever? It's the same concept. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't be fearful. Don't be scared, because the more you fail, the more you get no, the more you're going to learn, the better you're going to get. And when people tell you no, that just gives you opportunity to follow up. I really like someone in the comments or someone I think Mike maybe said, he said, for those who weren't interested in trading, show them ECX. Hey, my business actually launched a digital e-commerce education where step by step, they show you how to create passive income through an online store where you actually don't have to own any product. I really value your opinion because you were super honest with me 6 months ago. Can you check this out and tell me what you think about it? Right? Bring them to ECX, the IM Academy, whatever that website is. It's professionally done. There's a 6-minute video that looks amazing. They'll look at it. Maybe they'll get started. Maybe they won't. But at least they were exposed. And now that they've watched it on their phone, you guys know how big data works, how ads work. What happens when you watch a video of something on your phone? Your phone begins to start actually sending you information about that. Pippin and reverse it. That's hilarious. Right. It starts sending you information about that. So if their phone is playing a video about ECX or about digital marketing or drop shipping or ads or anything like that, they're going to scroll through Facebook and start seeing that information. They're going to scroll through Instagram and start seeing that information. The world is going to work for you as long as you expose somebody, right? So the goal here is just to get them exposed. It's not even really to get them signed up. Because as long as you get your foot in the door, there's going to be an opportunity. It's going to lead to conversation. So you've piqued interest, you've shared the plan. Now, right, guys, you have to be confident in what you have. You have to be confident in what you have. I get on so many calls. I did 2 calls with Marcellus today. It was so funny. Both of them, they didn't have any questions. They were ready to go. If Marcellus just said, awesome, I'm going to send you the link and we'll do your launch call, today's calls would have been launch calls. They would have been closing calls. Assume that people want to get started. Why wouldn't they? If someone shows you an opportunity where you only have to invest 3 figures to make 4, 5, 6, or 7, who wouldn't do it? Who wouldn't do it? And that's the mindset that you have to have. So assume people are ready to get started. And if they're not and they still have questions, congratulations. There's the 3-way call. There's the closing call. Guys, there's so many of you. Right? There's so many of you who do not utilize your mentors for calls. I have conversations with people and, I'm asking like, what's going on? What's new? How everything going? Oh, well, I'm getting a bunch of people on calls. And I'm like, bro, you're a customer. I don't even think you've withdrawn yet. You've been in for less than 45 days. Why are you doing your own calls? No wonder why they're not getting started. They keep asking me how much money I'm making. Yeah, because you keep looking like the expert. I don't get that question. Why? Because when someone edifies somebody, when I say, hey, this is, and here's another big one, do not put someone on a call without edifying that person, right? If they're really good, they'll be able to edify themselves. They'll posture up and be able to handle it. But when Marcellus gets me on a call, because he honestly is the one that plugs me in the most out of every single person that's on this call right now. I'm just being honest, right? Because he's the one I can look at my planner. His name's in my planner the most, right? What happens? He says, hey, Renzo, I want to introduce you to my mentor. His name is Tim. Honestly, I have a crazy amount of respect for him. I really, really love, even though his time is so valuable, he's busy. He's helping people all over the world. He's always willing to hop on a call, answer people's questions, and really make them feel confident in making a decision. This is someone that's not only made a significant amount of money, but never he edifies. And then it puts me into a position of authority, right? You're not closing because you want to go one-on-one with your best friend that you just got fucked up with last night. Do you think your buddy cares about your business? No, he doesn't treat you seriously. He doesn't treat you seriously. Like, put people into positions to win. Guys, if you do everything Mike is telling you, and he has the highest amount of personals in all of QC, you will find results. Because there's no reason someone who's traveling, doing English education, doing Spanish education, managing a team of 1,400 people, and is signing up the most, and people still has time to do everything that he's doing. Right? So start watching what he's doing. When Mike has calls and Mike's recruiting personal, he's putting them on 3-way calls. If he's not able to do the call, he's leveraging someone else. Right? So do these really simple things, guys. And I'm going to leave it at that because I think you already know the answer. I think you already know what you have to do. The secret is just allowing yourself to do it. That's the real secret. It's just allowing yourself to become successful, allowing yourself to go next level, allowing yourself to make impact, and believing that you're worthy to actually do it. I promise you, there's so many of you that are on the cusp of just fucking taking off if you would just let yourself take off. You just got to press the switch. The button's right next to you. Just press launch and it'll work. It will make it happen. So guys, tomorrow is our final call. Tomorrow is our final call. It's called the Quantum Leap. I am really excited for this call. This call is going to set the tone moving forward. Not only is this call going to set the tone moving forward, it's going to show you how to create a new standard. In 2021, I am not signing customers. Not that I don't love them. I haven't signed customers in a long time anyways, right? Entrepreneurs only. setting the new standard. Even if they only want to trade, that's okay, because we're going to show them how to create multiple streams of income, right? We're going to actually show you how to paint the vision, how to actually launch, how to actually retain. I don't care how many people you can sign up if they all leave in 30 days. That means nothing to me. We want to show you how to have the quantum leap in your business. So tomorrow is going to be amazing. Guys, with that being said, Jordan LaSavage, La Crypto Savage, is about to do a special call, right? About to do a special call. So open up your announcement tab, open up QC Snipes, send the link to your team, send the link to your grandma, because your grandma's, her 401k ain't working for her. She needs to invest somewhere else. And there's going to be a special announcement tonight that Jordan's going to be talking about that I think each and every single one of you that are going to absolutely love. It's something that I'm looking forward to. Guys, cryptos is one of my weakness. You know who I go to? There's two people, Jordan LaSavage and Jordan Morgan. And that should say a lot that I'm able to equate Jordan LaSavage to somewhat of Jordan Morgan's caliber, because he is literally one of the best. And so if you are missing his calls on a weekly basis, I feel bad for you. I really, really do. So guys, be there. I love you. I appreciate you. And I will see you guys on the next webinar.